Hello, good evening. Welcome back to Ipswich. Champions League season, but it's not getting off to the greatest of starts as it has done before. We still have money in the bank, so we've got tons of money in the bank, 105 million at the moment, but we can't seem to buy the players that we need. We're over budget a little bit on the wage budget, but I'm not too worried about that at the moment. But there has been some movement, and if we have a look, we have brought one player in. His name is Oscar Zambrano. I don't know how good he is. He's come in for 10 million. There must be something wrong with him for 10 million. And I can see he's not very determined, but he's got the right attributes to be a centre mid on attack. And so, although his anticipation's not great, his composure's poor, he's a decent enough player to come in. We did need a centre mid, and he's coming in to do the job. We've made a bid for Pau Kubarsi. He's on a free, but costs a bit of money in wages. Centre back. I think I'm probably under pressure in terms of centre-backs, and one will probably leave. I brought him in because we need a right-back, and he can play as a right-back, but my plan would be to play him as the central defender, and then move Mane out to right-back, who's a very good right-back, and last season proved to be a very good right-back. He's come in on a free. Hopefully, we've offered him a contract. I don't think there's any other interest. There's actually tons of interest on him. Whether he will come in, I don't know. I've upped his wages a little bit more than what he was asking for, hoping that will get it over the line. What I really need is a left winger, and I've been through all of the scouting reports and can't find really a left winger within the price budget that I'm looking for. We'll bear these in mind. He would probably be a useful signing, can play left there, can even play as a right winger. He's probably a useful prospect looking at getting a winger in. So we'll pop him on the short list in terms of wingers, and we'll just keep an eye on him. And then in terms of the other left wingers that we've got, if we go to the scouting shortlist wingers, there is a possibility, there are two possibilities. The ones that really I would go for is Darami, can play left or right, can play as the winger on the left, but not really on the right. We could train him to do that role. No negatives. Looks like a very good player. We could bring him in. 46 to 70 million. That we could afford. He's already on the short list. My plan now is to just wait a little. I want to see if players will go out, the number of players who are up for sale in here. So we'll just have to wait to see if we get those over the line. Then we will have a lot more money and a lot more choice. We are going to continue to play attacking and trying a hybrid of the 4-1-2-2-1 and a 4-2-1-3, just by lifting up the centre mid. And we're going to play with our much higher line, which will compress the midfield. And we'll try this. It's a game we should be winning this, I would think. So let's go and play this game. Let's move through this transfer window, and let's see what happens. It's very difficult to sign the players that I want. And that is the challenge for this season. It's really easy when you go into... No, we don't never press. It's really easy when you go into the Premier League in your first season. There's so many players in the price brackets that you want. They're not good players, but you can certainly put a team together that can survive. But as the game gets older, it gets much more difficult for your scouts to find the players that you need. that's just the way it is. We're going to stumble through this transfer window, but I am going to wait a while now. And when August really starts rocking, we should see better players becoming available. That's the hope. We won't panic at this time. And there we are, the Woodwork Kings again. We've hit the crossbar again. Still 0-0 after 6 minutes. We should have taken the lead there. But we do have a corner. Can we get a goal from a corner? We don't do particularly well on set pieces. But there's a chance, and not another save. Is it possibly going to be one of these games? 3 shots, 2 on target. You wouldn't be worried about that in normal circumstances. So we are hopefully going to win this game. And Bruges have not had a single shot. Stuttgart have not had a single shot. We've pretty much dominated, 72% possession. But football, there are no guarantees. Just like some of the results we saw on the weekend. There are absolutely no guarantees in football. And the Premier League is a crazy, crazy league. That's for sure. So we are off for tonight. Carcarez. Need a big season from Carcarez. He's still young. Still got a big future in front of him at right back there. Can play as a right winger as well. But has a big future, I think, as my right fullback. And that's a nice pass. Zambrano on his debut into the middle. Can't get a head on it. Comes back out. Utara's been a revelation. We brought him in for nothing on a free. He's been an absolute revelation. He can play as an attacking, in any of the attacking roles, and Velasco's got one. Velasco, very underrated player, Velasco. If I didn't have Winkler, I'd happily play him up front all the time. Unfortunately, he does tend to play a second fiddle role to Winkler and to the other wingers. But he's always there, and we've just signed a new contract, so underrated player on a new contract. Hopefully that bodes well for the season ahead. So we are ahead, so we should be winning this. I would expect this team to do well again in the Champions League quarterfinals, I would imagine. FM tends to be very generous when it comes to, we've hit the post again, when it comes to the Champions League and the Europa League. FM is very generous to you. So I would imagine quarterfinals of the Champions League, first time in it. And I don't know, if we can't make the right signings, then I'm guessing probably Europa League qualification is what we're going to get. But we need a big win here. We need confidence. This is the first time I've tried this hybrid system. So hopefully it will work. It should work because we are compressing the midfield and not allowing any space in the midfield at all. And there's a chance, still can't get that second goal. We've had 9 shots, 5 on target. And Stuttgart will only need 1 highlight. I think it is Stuttgart. Is it Stuttgart that we are playing? I don't know. So I'm absolutely not sure. STU must be Stuttgart. Carcarez. And it's 2. And it's Velasco. Not quite sure what the goalkeeper was doing there, but I don't care really. He looks a bit like a Manchester United goalkeeper, that boy. I think they borrowed him from Old Trafford for the season. And he made a right fart of it there. Velasco doesn't miss those when it's a free header. And so 2-0. Looking for Diamonde, and it's over the crossbar. I'm trying to track, but I'd like to track them in comprehensive highlights. I don't really like key highlights. I'm trying to track this new boy, Zambrano's movements. and where he's going, and is he playing correctly. João Gomez is having not a bad game. Newton, you've hit the woodwork again 3 times already. These boys know how to pinpoint the post and the bar. They are super accurate. I've never known a team that could hit the post and the bar as well as this Ipswich team, this current Ipswich team. So where is that? No, that's Timon who's come inside. Not quite sure why. Zambrano, I'm looking for you. There he is. He's in the box, doing what he should be doing. He likes to get forward. That's good. And then we've got this space pretty much tied up. With Timon coming inside. He should be helping out João Gomez. And as long as we keep them on the back foot, keep them pinned in, this should work. So Timon, of course, will go outside if required. But I've asked Carcarez to run wide with the ball. It's a little tweak that I've made watching the first few games. I don't want Carcarez being too narrow. We've hit the crossbar again. We are incredible at hitting the bar and the post. So Carcarez should be a little wider. Where is Carcarez? Has he stayed back for some reason? Interesting. It might be because I've also made another little tweak and I've asked him to underlap on the right-hand side. So it might be that Carcarez is coming inside. I'm trying to fill the space in the box while not leaving us too open at the back. You can see I have these two who are like a rest defence. And we should have bodies back for the counter. And we do have 4 back. 5 now with Zambrano tracking back, so looks okay, but obviously I would like to see a little bit more. Comprehensive highlights would be best to watch the friendlies pre-season, but we're doing all right. We're scoring goals. It's a good team, and one of the problems that I've had is that players, when you're a good team, your players are wanted. That stands to reason. That always happens. As soon as you get good in a season, all your players are wanted. But trying to keep this squad together is not easy. Yeah, let's tell them that. Let's tell them that. I do lie to them sometimes. They weren't the best in terms of shooting, but it wasn't that bad. Let's be honest. So let's lie to them. And send them out with a smile on their face and see this game out. And so far we have been like absolutely hammering them. How it's only 2-0, I don't know. We've hit the woodwork 4 times. So how it's only 2-0, I don't know. Another chance, and it goes wide this time. Mutara's put it wide. Most of the game has been played in their half, which is good to see. Hi, David. Good to see you, my friend. How are you doing? But this is kind of working. I can't play the 4-1-2-2-1 because I don't have enough right wingers. And I can't play the... Oh, they have got one back. See, the opposition are so clinical, aren't they? We've had 20 shots and only 2 goals. They've had 2 and they've scored already. The opposition are just so clinical. Love it. Maybe I should sign this boy. Whoever he is, maybe I should sign him. Just watching... Yeah, hasn't it finished? I was watching it up till 7 o'clock. You might be looking at the stragglers where they've done the paperwork. I don't think there was any big surprises there. I think Villa did well. Villa got a few players over the line. I'm not quite sure what's happened with Guehi. He's probably going to be a Liverpool player. But unfortunately, Palace are now going to be short of central defenders. And I think the manager has every right to be upset with the board, the way they've handled that. Yeah, Sancho went to Villa. I saw that one. But I think the best one is Tottenham have brought in Muani from PSG. What a signing that is, a loan signing, Muani from PSG. That is an absolute coup. Where are they going to fit him in, though? I don't know. Unless they're planning to play him up top. Because that's where I think they're struggling, is up front. Richarlison is not, for me, a natural striker, although he's done a very good job up there. And then Solanke. So Muani will make a very, very good striker. It's possible that they brought him in to play that role. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. He may be playing anywhere in the front four. Liverpool, you mean Guehi? I don't know. At 7 o'clock, there still didn't seem to be any decision made. Must be. There it is. Valesco's hat-trick. Is he offside, though? Yeah, he was offside. Let's make some changes here. There are some tired bodies out there. Not too happy with this second half. João Gomez is tired. Who have I got? So Rualt can come in for Mane. Who's going to come in for João Gomez? That's the question. Bajcetic can do that job. Alex Scott can come in here. I don't know who these others are. So Arribas can come on for Utara. Barco can come on for Timon. The others are just going to have to play on. Missouri for Carcaraz. So maybe Emmanuel. He hopefully will be sold. He could possibly bring in 30 million. So hopefully he will be sold, which will give us a little bit of money. Diamonde, Zambrano. Hopefully they will be able to see out the game. I need another goal. 23 shots and only 9 on target. I told them I was happy with the number of shots on target. See, shouldn't lie to these players. They've just got worse. Second half performance has been dreadful. We've had 72% of the possession. It's 4.62 SRXG. We've just been awful. Figured out why the board keeps stealing my transfer money. The club is okay. That might be. Ipswich are never in credit. They're always in debt. That might be why they're stealing my money. I don't know why they're in debt. We're not doing anything that should cause them to be in debt. The chairman has just put in 20-something million to help out with the debt. But I'm not quite sure why they should be so horribly in debt. It doesn't make sense. Emmanuel, who, of course, one of your transfer listed players, comes on and scores and makes you want to keep him. He's a good young prospect. It's just sometimes these players' attitude in the FM, they just make you say, I don't like you, I'm going to get rid of you. He is a very decent prospect, but he can go and be a problem to someone else, and if we can get up to 40 million for him, we'll take it. And it is rocking and rolling now. We'll take a 3-1. So maybe that's something I need to have a look at. I very rarely go into that finances stuff. As far as I'm concerned, that's why we have accountants and directors of football and all those people, is to look after the money. They just tell me how much I've got to spend, and then I get on with my job. It's up to them to manage the money, not me. So I'll go and have a look. I guess if you want to go into this game in real detail, then you would go, oh, it's Sturm Graz that we were playing. Let's keep morale up, even though they weren't that great. And if we have a look at the finances, I mean, I wouldn't say that our overall balance is in credit at the moment. So I wouldn't say that we're doing that bad. We had a bad patch last season, but overall everything is looking nice. It's looking very, very nice. Income for the month is good. Mostly profit rather than loss. 72 million in profit this season. Mostly it looks good. I can't really see any reason why they would steal my money. Last season maybe because we did have a dip going down from October to March. It started climbing up in April. That's probably where they stole my money. But they usually do it before the winter transfer window. So I don't know. It's very weird. We're not terribly in debt. I remember managing Benfica a long time ago and having to sell my players all the time because they were horribly in debt. And it was doing my head in that I had to sell players all the time. Just when they were becoming good players, I had to move them on. But where are we now? We're in July, 14th of July. I'm going to wait in terms of transfers. We're just going to wait. Rualt. Do I want to let him go? I look at central defenders. Diamonde, Mane, Bajcetic is not. He can play there, but I wouldn't have him there. Felipe, who is he? He's a youngster. Van Beek. Also then we'd have, what's his name? Kubarsi. He would, if he comes. So we've got a lot of central defenders. We could let Rualt go. It's not something I particularly want to do. But we'll see. Loans now. You either buy him or did I actually decide to let him go on loan? Did I actually decide it might be a good idea to let him go on loan? Yeah, he's... So 185, wages 90. What are they offering? Nowhere near. He's no interest in joining them anyway. Do I think Valencia are willing to make an offer for Rualt? How on earth would I know? I have absolutely no idea. I'm not going to discuss any transfer stories today. I don't feel like discussing transfer stories. I was lucky. My inbox tells me there might be a takeover. Well, that could be good or bad. It doesn't have to be good, David. I was lucky I got all my best players to sign long contracts in December to stop. It doesn't seem to affect my players. Like, I signed a brand new contract with Silva 3 months before the transfer window, and he's gone now. Doesn't seem to make any difference. So we didn't get him. So now there's no chance of Rualt going. Kubarsi. It's a shame. He's 23 years old. He would have done a good job as a backup there. The one that we have brought in was just 10 million. Hasn't cost us anything. But we shall wait now. I'm not going to do anything as yet. Nice, but he can only play in one position. I'd rather someone who can play across the line. Nice 21-year-old though, expensive for that. But I could, thinking about it. What do you say I make a bid for Darami? Just make an inquiry, put in a bid for him. Super pace. The only problem is his favourite position is as a winger, and that's even on both sides. Bit old at 28. Put him on a 5-year contract and run him till he's 33. I don't think he's too old, do you? I think he's a decent player. Versatile but old. He also can cover here and here. Which means if he can cover here, I can go back to the 4-1-2-2-1. But he's primarily a left winger. And that is my problem is I want to play with an inside forward here. He can play as an inside forward on support. That is not a problem for him. And he has a very strong right foot, so he should be able to come in and bang a few goals from there. But there is Franca as well. Franca, again, is 2 years younger. Is that okay? He's 2 years younger. No negatives as far as we can see. But actually says useful backup to the first team. Like, I wouldn't see him as a backup myself. Especially if Newerton goes. He's going to come in as the number one winger. Is it 68 million or 6.8 million? I'm having trouble reading that. 6.8 million. I think he's an exceptionally good player for 6.8 million. Problem is he's going to probably ask for a ton of money. He's incredibly interested in joining Ipswich. 6.8 to make a deal because he's got a minimum fee release clause, which is a bit strange that his release clause is only 6.8. But he will expect to be one of the most noteworthy players, and a wage of 110 to 135. Attacking midfielder with an advanced playmaker. Now he's not going to play as an advanced playmaker out there. Could probably play as an attacking midfielder for us in here, but can cover on the wings, which is good. But again, maybe not what I'm looking for. Not quite the right player. And then Lucina, who can also play as that right winger, 23 years old. Same weaknesses as everybody else, and he has a very strong left foot, so that means he'd play as an inverted winger, which is fine. That's absolutely super. And then as an inside forward on this side, can cover on that side but at a push, but also can cover in midfield. Looks to be a decent attacking mid as well. So there is that guy. But it's hard to, like, until I get rid of a couple of players, it's hard to see where I need to strengthen. Matthew White doesn't need to be in there. Winkler, of course, is the main man. The others will just cover for him. And then, at the moment, left wing is what I was looking at. Arribas seems to be the main man with Barco, but Barco plays as the wing back. I need to probably offload a couple of players, get some money in, and then see where we are from there. Centre mid, Zambrano is number 1, Alex Scott. But there's a number of other players who can play there. Even Barco can play there. And a DM, Van Beek. And he can be backed up by Bajcetic. Bajcetic needs a lot of game time. Diamonde can play there. Alex Scott can play there. It's hard to know where we're actually struggling. Right back. I'd like to bring a right back in. Although I have Caceres. I have Missouri, Mane, Bajcetic. Even Rualt can play as a right back. Don't know why he's there, but he is a 2-star. Not for me yet. Probably needs to go out on loan. And a goalkeeper, of course, because Meslier, although Meslier had a great season, I'm not sure about this guy. It's just one position that's not for me. I think, as I said, it's probably best to wait now. I'm not under huge amounts of pressure to sign players. Let's use what he says. Oh, he's changed his mind already. Alex Scott can come in at centre mid. Emmanuel attacking. Arribas can actually stay there. It's Newerton. It's probably the one who needs to be. So let's put Barco in for Timon. Oh, he makes a right mess of the bench. Dabua. And then I need to have I think the best way to do this is to just get rid of the players who I don't want there. Felipe, I might actually give him a 20-minute run out. I don't even know who that is, so we don't want him there. I don't know who that is. Where he gets these players from, I have no idea. Cameron Henry can also have a run out. Felipe. Manuel, he comes down there. Simon Royal, no idea who he is. I don't know where he finds these players. So now I've got free spaces all over the place. David Muir, who are you? So Diamonde. They're capable of playing for half an hour at least. João Gomez, Van Beek. Corrado can come in for Scott, I think. Van Beek is on international duty. So that means that Scott can come in here. And Velasco can come on the bench as well. Okay, that's that sorted out. So I'm not going to be really too active before August kicks in. Just going to let the game panic. 98 days. Who decides how many days it is? Means that Christmas time he's going to want a new contract. I would expect him to be higher than 7. I'd expect all of those players. His wage, 350,000. Is that correct? He's on 55,000 currently. I don't want to chat to him and find out. Expected wage demand 350,000. This one 475,000. I guess that's what the good players cost, and that's why we can't have them. Not very brave. Interesting. Baldanzi. He's a very good player. Extremely good player. Does he play as a centre mid? He plays as a centre mid on attack. Very useful player. The game is going to start throwing players at me a lot more. No loyalty. Yeah, absolutely. Ambitious players. Oh, they are simply not offering enough. I know it's his preferred choice, but I've got to make money out of it. And he hasn't been very nice to me in the past, so why pander to his wishes? It's not always about the player. So we got this... oh, he's still on international duty, is he? When is this World Cup going to be over? It looks like they're going to get to the final. So it looks to me like... Let's bring Scott back here. And Aribas can come up here. See, that was interesting. As soon as I put Aribas in the team, brought Scott back here, brought Aribas in the team, suddenly these 4 players had links between them. That was quite a, that happens quite a lot, which is quite interesting. I'm not quite sure why that should be. Why should bringing a different player into the team have an effect on the other players? Not quite sure why that should be. I need to get Winkler back, Van Beek back. Just need to get them playing in the team. Just like, yeah, all right, they're in the World Cup. They'll probably come back and need a 3-week rest or something. I will have to rest them for a couple of weeks, but I can't get them playing in the team. And that's probably going to cost me in terms of early season results, because they are 2 very important players in the team. And I just, because of the World Cup, they can't play in the team. It's a bit like Foden never starts the season. Because of some competition, he's always too tired to play any football. All the others are fine, but Phil Foden can't do it. Used to be De Bruyne as well, used to need a rest for 4 weeks. There were Man United players who used to be like that as well. I'm not quite sure why all the other players made it and they couldn't. Well, don't go missing chance. We are missing Winkler for sure. We are definitely missing Winkler. But both of the teams are probably going to get to the final. Although I'm pretty sure Winkler's back. Although I'm not playing him, but maybe it's good to rest him. Oh no, he's playing in the 3rd and 4th place. That's why he's not back. They did get knocked out in the semi-final. And that's why he's not back yet. World Cups shouldn't bother with 3rd and 4th place. So what did you think of the weekend's results, David? Couple of shockers in there. There were like 3 shock results. I don't know how on earth Manchester City managed to lose again. Well done, Bajcetic. They're going to be in big trouble, Man City, unless they pick themselves up and give themselves a shake. They looked awful in the second half. I don't know what's happened to Aston Villa. They don't look like they can score a goal. They had several chances and they just don't look like they can take their chances. And then West Ham going to Nottingham Forest. Who'd have called that? I actually changed my prediction once I realised that West Ham had gone to a back 4. And they actually looked much better in a back 4. And I was thinking, I know a lot of people have actually triple captained Wood because West Ham's defence looked so bad. But once they were back in that back 4, they looked a lot more solid defensively. I don't know why Potter changed them to a back 3 for the first 2 games. It was like they always played with a back 4, West Ham. And I don't know. Yeah, West Ham messed up. Because probably you had Wood as captain uncensored, did you? And then the other really strange result, disallowed. So we had that one. We had West Ham like messing up people's weekend. And so City losing, West Ham beating Forest. And who was the other one that might have messed up? Oh, that nearly messed up my weekend was Bournemouth beating Spurs. And that is bad news, Utara being out. That is really bad news. The game's trying to force my hand now to buying a winger, isn't it? That's all it's doing. I know this game. 2 Forest defenders. Oh my God. I had 2 Spurs defenders. I made a terrible mistake and decided to risk Udogie. So I had 2 Spurs defenders, one who didn't play until the 70th minute, and then one who got 1 point, and had the Bournemouth Senesi on the bench who got 14. So not great. What can I do? We're not playing all that well at the moment. And getting an injury like that is not what I wanted. So I wouldn't be surprised to lose this game. Two Forest defenders. It's cruel. The Premier League is cruel. You can't tell who's going to beat who. And I try so hard to think about every game and what are the chances of clean sheets, and I think it through, and I think Spurs, they've got every chance of getting a clean sheet, and bang. And I also think Forest, I wish I had a Forest defender, and then I'm really happy I don't have a Forest defender. It's just a nightmare. Back 3 is becoming popular. Oh, what Nivas! I did say I wouldn't be surprised if I lost this game. I just don't have my team. And now I'm getting injuries again. I just don't have a team that I'm happy with at the moment. Although my back four should be able to cope with that nonsense. But that's a goalkeeping error. It's up front. I seem to be struggling. But again, it's like FM is a silly child. We've absolutely dominated them again. And they only need one chance. We have to have about 30. But the opposition only need one or two. It doesn't matter who the opposition are either. Could be bottom of the league in the Vanarama. If they get 3 shots, they'll score one. Absolutely sure of it. Let's do that. Let's play for some set pieces here. Again, another chance. Yeah, I mean, I was actually surprised that West Ham started with the back three at the start of the season, and I was thinking, why has he done that? He obviously had a plan. And it's not like in his other clubs he's played with the back three. He's come in with a rock solid mandate like Amarin and saying, right, we're going to play with the back three. We're never changing from that. It's not like he did that. He just, like, for some reason played as a back three, and I'm not sure why. I'm going to say I'm not happy. It's just not very happy at all. In fact, you're a bunch of bananas out there. So let's put it right. So it is, once he went to the back four and I saw the team lineup before the game, I thought, maybe West Ham might start playing here. And sure enough, they did. And they just focused on keeping... Is that Badgertich? Yeah, Badgertich has got one. They just focused on defending well for a while. And then just suddenly they cut loose. And West Ham are a strange team now for FPL. Not quite sure what to do with them. Certainly don't trust them yet. But yeah, it was a bit of a shocker of a weekend. I read that in the modern game, central defenders have more touches of the ball. Well, that stands to reason in the modern game because the goalkeepers pass the ball short. And so therefore these teams, they like, is that another injury? Go on, FM. Because like then they just fart about at the back of the defense, and they don't actually ever do anything. They just pass it back and forth. So of course they're going to have more touches of the ball than any other player. Player's going to have the least amount of touches is a striker, the number 9. And especially if you're a Manchester United number 9. Because he's like isolated up top most of the time. And he's got to have players who will look for... He's got to be playing with players who look for him. Emmanuel is playing well, isn't he? But if I kept him... he wouldn't be playing that well then. I know this game. So I don't know. I think it's in the modern game, because they do just pass the ball around between themselves for 5 minutes before trying to launch an attack. And the defensive mid is involved in these pretty little triangles that they make, which look pretty but actually don't do anything. I've been watching the first 3 game weeks, and I've just come to the conclusions that the teams who are doing well and scoring goals are actually playing direct football. And it is quite interesting to see that there's almost a big shift that humping the ball up the pitch like Crystal Palace do, and then they've got like 3 players running at the one player who's trying to deal with this high ball, and suddenly Palace have got 3 players all over him, and that's kind of and it works. That's the thing; it's working. So the teams who are playing really direct, Everton are also doing the same. They're actually getting success. It's quite weird. Maston Twaino is we'll leave him on. Newerton is tired. Zambrano can come on for a Scot. Cameron Henry can have a game. And then Joe Gomez, where can I put him? Diamonde for Mane. And Joe Gomez can come in there. That's it. That's the extent of my bench. I don't have much of a bench at the moment. I need my players back from the World Cup. Come on, lose in the World Cup. Oh, still 4 of them playing in the final and the 2nd and 3rd place. So why don't they play like that for me? It should be a fairly straightforward. We had to fly all the way to South America to play this one. I thought it was a home game. Well, they've done well if we've had to go all the way to South America. But a good ticking off at half time. They sorted it out. How did he miss that? Even I could have scored that. So, yeah, the other big news, of course, today was Visser going off to Newcastle. That was the other done deal, wasn't it? So now Newcastle have got their... Oh, another time we've hit the post. Newcastle have got their main striker, and then they've got Volta made, who can sit on the bench and develop. Oh, we've won a cup, have we? Was that? Oh, yeah, that was the South American European Super Cup or something. So we've won a trophy. Well, can't be bad to win a trophy even before the season starts. I'm not quite sure where that's come from. I've never seen that before. But hey ho, if we're going to win a trophy, I don't mind. We'll take that. Yeah, even the refs are applauding. What a good team. I think they're probably more likely applauding the manager, not the manager of the opposition, not me. But there we are. We have a trophy. Always nice to see. Always nice to see that trophy celebration. But they had to be told at half-time. A few sharp words and they put it together. Well, who's the transfer that's going on? I still wouldn't mind signing him, but he's a bit pricey and his wages are quite high. Here's this Franca again. 6.8 million. He looks fairly decent to me, that's all I can say. He can play centre mid, he can play as a playmaker up there, he can play on both wings, and he can play as an advanced forward. Looks like a decent player to me. Interesting. What's this transfer nonsense? Chiesa. 2 offers for Chiesa. I didn't see that one coming in. No, I didn't actually get told about that one. Oh, there it is. Just a sneaky one. $22.5. They're not really willing to come to. I think I should take the 22.5. The other one is not much good. 19.5. It's a little bit more money spread over time. And it is, so this one will please the board, but it's 3 million less, which is, I mean, 3 million's neither here nor there. This is much less in terms of installments. Selling team wage contribution. Yeah, you're having a laugh. They've also got that 32k. Oh no, that's the first one. 28. For how long? Forever. For the duration of their contract, 32k, 28,000. They can't take it off. What's the contract length? I don't know what kind of contract they've offered him. But he would prefer to go to Benfica. This is the one with less money. Of course he would prefer to go. Well, I'm actually going to reject them all. And if he complains, I'm just going to say it's not enough money. I think we can do better than that. And I don't like that paying his wages clause. I'm a bit stingy when it comes to that kind of stuff. Well, I don't know. I've never seen this before, the European South American Club Challenge. I don't even know why you get into that. 2 weeks. So, that's that one done. Kia, well, we knew this would happen. Which I'm just going to tell him, not enough money. I couldn't accept that offer as it wasn't close to if a better offer we'll 62 mil. Oh, we'll have some of that. He's happy with that as well. He's nowhere near worth 62 million. Sometimes this game is really nuts. The 2 assists by Ipswich Town's Ari Bass is a new European South American Club Challenge record. The previous one was held by Virgil van Dijk with 1 assist. What? How long has this competition been going for? How many years has it been going for? Well, it's been going for quite a while, and nobody's ever had more than 1 assist. We're in some good company there. Chelsea, Arsenal, Chelsea, Newcastle, Liverpool. We're in some good company there. This game sounds really nutty sometimes. Werder Bremer. Oh, we're not doing any of this nonsense. Make sure he's clicked as unavailable for loan. No, we don't do this nonsense. Real Madrid? Who decided that one? Did I decide that we were going to play Real Madrid? I think I did, didn't I? Just to give ourselves a real challenge. Well, that'd be a real challenge. Well, I do some nutty things sometimes. But just thought, yeah, let's play Real Madrid, shall we? Middlesbrough will be hard enough for us. We got to play Real Madrid after. Why not? And I haven't got a full team as well, and I've got injuries. Oh boy. Would be a good move for Caceres. No, I'm like him, not a fan of that at all. Sergio Arribas is the assist master. Oh, we got another injury. It's just lovely, isn't it? I'm going to struggle with left backs, aren't I? Well, we'll run Barco into the ground before the season starts. That's what we'll do. There's always a solution. Hey, James, how you doing? The modern game, David says, the modern game is frustrating to watch at times. They will spend 2 minutes working the ball into a winger in the final third. Then you'll pass it back. Absolutely. I think you saw a lot of that at the weekend. Saw a ton of that being done by Arsenal. And they work it up the field 20 yards and then think, oh boy. And then they turn around and go back again. See a lot of that. What do I want to do with this Cameron Henry? Not enough money. Nowhere near. I can negotiate that though, can I? So let's go 70. They won't go for that, but... Oh, they have gone for that. Nowhere near enough money. So we've got to have a think about... We've got 2 players injured now. Ouattara. Tiemann. I still haven't got these players back from the World Cup. So 1, 2. So Holland are still playing. Is Van Beek back yet? No, he's not back. Winkler's not back. Who was it? Who else was out at the World Cup? Can't remember now. Have I got a left back here somewhere? Doesn't look like it. Caceres can play left back. I haven't got a right back who can cover either. So Mane will have to come in right back. Missouri can come onto the bench. Diamande can come in there then. Henry. So then Missouri can be the right back. Henry and Felipe, yeah, that's fine. Overall happy with how... Yeah, I thought it was a good day for Newcastle. To be honest, James, I think they've done well today. Isak was never going to stay. They got the money for him and they brought 2 strikers in for him for that money. I think that's good business. We just got to hope that Visser scores some goals. That's the key to it. And then João Gomez, Bajcetic probably needs to be rested, doesn't he? Or Corrado. You see, there's another one still. This World Cup was finished ages ago. Why are they still on international duty? I just got like half a team. Then I'll just have to run him into the ground. João Gomez, or I could cancel some friendlies. João Gomez can come in there. Emmanuel is fit. Arribas is not, so Emmanuel can start. See what happened then? I put him in the team and then all this sparked into life. I don't know why it does that. So that's it. 8 on the bench. Meslier can come and play. I'll have to put some of these on the bench, whoever they are. I think he's a right winger, Royal. He's a striker, attacking mid, I think. But when is this bloody World Cup going to finish? See, they're out of the World Cup. They're still waiting to play. That should be today then. The third place is today. I did want to go to the final of the World Cup, didn't I? Can I book my place now? I don't know why I can't. Like, it will not let me go to the final of the World Cup. Let's go and try and... I've tried several times to get tickets. So that's the third place. That's at Van Beek and Winkler. Belgium versus Germany. Can I attend? Yeah, of course I can. I'm allowed. I earn a big fat salary. I'm allowed to get on a plane and attend the World Cup. Just get a bit of R&R. Oh, better do that. But I'm a bit concerned that I still, even with those 4 players back, it's a very small squad for a Champions League season. Visser will be the backup. Do you think so? I thought it would be the other way around, James. That Visser, with his Premier League experience, would be the one to start. But again, Visser hasn't had any game time, and this is what happens when you down tools. He's not going to be anywhere near match fit, physically or mentally. So you're probably right. The other guy is probably fitter and sharper and better match prepared. But once Visser's fit, I would have seen him as the number 1. But I don't really know Newcastle as well as you do, James, so... Nick Voltemade was Isaac for his first match for us, would likely be the Wolves match. Okay, Liverpool did get Guehi. Crystal Palace deserved to keep him the way they're playing. Was pretty yeah, I kind of like wonder about that whole Guehi business. Did Liverpool really need to go and take Guehi off Crystal Palace? Is he going to get game time week in, week out? I don't think so. So what is Guehi doing? The thing is that I can understand why, and Liverpool got him at 35 million, which is, for me, it's a steal. But it's better for Palace to get 35 million for him now than get nothing for him in a year's time. Palace board just thinking about the future, which is why it's pissed off the manager. He's well pissed. at the moment, because they apparently couldn't bring in a replacement now. So I can understand he's really annoyed. And he was playing 3 at the back, so he could probably have to go to a 2 at the back. Or a 4 at the back, I mean. Two central defenders. So he has problems. As do I here, because we are not scoring well at the moment. Mark will end up getting a new contract at least till the end of next season, so they can get... No, they weren't. And that's going to cause Crystal Palace a big problem. So I have to rethink what I'm thinking about Crystal Palace. Because they weren't great defensively anyway. They were just good enough. But now that if they're going to become weak defensively, it puts a different slant on Palace. So have to have a rethink about Palace. It'd be useful to see them after the international break. But I think that they're going to run into problems. Who is this against? I don't know, but we're not playing very well, that's for sure. We've absolutely dominated again. It's Newerton. He's a pain at the moment. I think he wants to be sold. We've fallen out a little bit, me and Newerton. He wouldn't do as he's told. And when these players do that to me, they usually end up getting sold. But nobody's coming in for him, which is quite interesting. Go on, Marston Twaino. Do something. Referee, you can do something as well, like blow your whistle, maybe? Are you ready, ref? Oh, here we go. And again, we've hit the bar. But this time, Barco has put it away. And finally, we've got the goal. I know all the Man United fans are actually celebrating, and the team were. They're celebrating like they won the Champions League. They just beat Burnley 3-2 with a penalty that shouldn't have been a penalty. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, I'm a Man United fan, but yes, nice to get 3 points, but I've got a level head and think and be able to think, who are we playing again? Just Burnley. And like, I refuse to run around the living room with waving me pants in the air and drinking tons of beer just because we've beaten Burnley. I think we'll just wait a while and see what the results are in the next couple of fixtures when we've done Manchester City and Liverpool. So we'll wait for that. And then if we're still doing okay, then we'll start thinking we've turned things around. But I just don't understand. Like, United fans are, and I'm a United fan, but I'm not like one of those who don't see any other teams in the league. I'm just like, they only see United. They're so blinkered and no other team exists. I'm not one of those fans. I just, they do make me laugh. They lose to somebody, and then suddenly it's the end of the world. Manchester United are the worst team ever in Christendom, and then they go and beat Burnley, and it's like winning the Champions League. It's like the craziest thing. Ah, boy, they do make me laugh. They do make me laugh. Right, who's going to fill in here? Because I don't have a DM now, do I? Zambrano can play there. Let's give this Reyerson a game. I've no idea who he is. Found him in the car park. Let's give him a game. 6.3 from Newerton. Get out of the club. That's all I've got to say to you. Simon Royal. Can he play that side? No, he can't. Valesco. So Aribas can replace Newerton. We'll continue to play these two. Just give them a bit of experience. Who's a left? I don't even know. Are they left or right-footed? He's a right footer. Felipe can do both. That's a good guess. Emmanuel's not doing too bad, but he's getting tired. Valesco can come on for Maston Tueno. And I've got Scott. Simon Royal. Looks like my man. I don't think he can play as a centre mid, can he? Nah. That'll do. That will do. Got to rest some of these players. Just keep defending well and we'll be all right. Only 1-0 though. This is really worrying. In your friendlies, you should be doing better than this. So while the game has given us the wins, it's actually saying you're not a very good team. Middlesbrough we should be spanking. But I fancy Middlesbrough to get a goal back. Good run, Carcaraz. Finally, we've got some fresh air between us. I tell you what, Everton have impressed me, and what's impressing me about Everton is one, the way they play in transition. They're playing very direct football. They win the ball. They are getting it up the pitch as fast as possible. And then they've got those three across the attacking midfield line. They've got Ndoye, they've got Grealish and Dewsbury Hall, and they are interchanging. They are moving across the pitch. So as a defender, you don't know which one is playing where. And sometimes you'll see Ndoye on the wing, and then the next thing on the right wing, and the next thing you'll see him is he's on the left wing. And then suddenly he's playing in the centre, and Grealish has gone out to the right, and they're just moving about so much. And it's impressing me a lot. It's really cool. And that movement with the speed at which they're moving the ball. And Beto thinks it's his birthday because their movement is so good that they're creating loads of chances for him because the defences are just leaving him unmarked in their attempt to try and get hold of these three across the attacking midline. I'm very impressed with Everton. And I don't know if David Moyes is doing this deliberately or whether they've just worked it out that they can move around like that. And Grealish has got, 4 assists now already. And Ndoye has got 2 goals and an assist. And Dewsbury Hall's got an assist and a goal. They're all contributing. They are just like... One of the problems for FPL, and they have got decent fixtures, but is that you can't have them all. You'd like to have them all in across your midfield, and they're cheap options, but you can't have them all. That's the problem. And which one am I seriously thinking about? I'm actually thinking about bringing Dewsbury Hall in, just at 5 million. I think he's just He's just a stunning value for FPL. Like for Everton, those two signings, Grealish and Dewsbury Hall, have been absolutely brilliant. And I don't know who thought about that. That was absolutely brilliant. And they are going to be a tough team, and they've got Liverpool in 2 games' time, and they're going to be tough for Liverpool to beat. Because they're going to fancy their chances, Everton, in that game. And I think they've got Fulham next time up. So Everton have surprised me big time, but they also transitioned from back to front very quickly. And you couple that with that movement across those 3 front players. It's crazy trying to defend against them. I believe you. Very encouraging performance. Oh, another injury, but it's only 1 to 3 days. But can I have my players back now? Is it possible I can get my players back from the World Cup now? Oh, we're going to go and see the World Cup final, aren't we? And then I get my players back before Real Madrid. But they'll be too tired to play against Real Madrid. Because we're just off to see the World Cup final. But there's a transfer to deal with first. No, we're not. What's this? I don't think he's up for sale, is he? Velasco? Might be. Oh, he is listed, isn't he? 49.5 mil. $36 up front. I'm going to reject it and say, tell him I want more money. He's a good player. I need more money for... No, we're not going to accept that nonsense. He's a good player and I want more than 29 million. And maybe if he complains, I can get it up to, let's say, get him up to 60 million. That would be better. And the good news is then that it will frighten teams away. If I sell him, that means I've sold 2 of my 3 strikers. I still need to get probably someone who can play as a striker. It's becoming a very difficult season. Already a difficult transfer window. So here we go then. Belgium versus Germany. Oh, Havertz is still playing. And Thiaw. Oh, Germany. Straight in. 18 seconds, Germany have scored. That wasn't offside. It was a good goal. Oh, it was offside. But looking at that Belgium team, how on earth didn't Holland get to the final with Winkler, Van Beek? The World Cup final. I don't often get to see the World Cup final. Look close. It looked close, yeah. I mean, I could have sworn that he came from behind the player. But it just goes to show how wrong you can be sometimes. He just looked so on that. And that's offside. But he wasn't the player who received the ball. They were offside on the penalty spot. Oh, Germany, come on. Belgium look rattled already. That's offside. Good call. I'm with the linesman on that one. I don't think I've got anybody playing. They've got the Kuiper. My 3 players, I think, were Dutch. Germany are all over them. And that's got to count. Finally, Germany have got their goal. Havertz. He's always lethal against me as well. You keep thinking he's from Belgium. Now he's a German boy, isn't he? Havertz. Little deflection and in. It actually has been closer than I thought. Just Belgium just haven't had any possession. They've had 2 attempts, 2 on target. Germany have only 3 and 1 on target. So in fact, in terms of XG, it's not that far apart. In fact, Belgium have now surpassed them in attempts. Still haven't got possession though. Germany are just outpassing them at the moment. You can see that Germany's possession compared to Belgium, they've hardly had the ball, whereas Germany are just spraying it all around the pitch. Whereas Belgium had just hardly had the ball at all. I actually just said that in my video today, James. My FPL video today, I just said that we shouldn't possibly be thinking about, at this moment, about team players from the big teams, because they are playing too slowly. They're like playing this control possession game, and it's allowing defenses to regroup and get back behind the ball. And the teams who are doing really, really well are those who are playing the direct football. And if you watch teams like Crystal Palace, like Everton, like Leeds even, they're playing this direct football, which is causing defences nightmares. And because City are so much slower, and Arsenal as well, they just really don't look very dangerous at the moment. Liverpool are lucky in that they have got that front 4. And whilst they don't look like they're going to blast teams away, you know that they've got a goal in them to win it. So, yeah, I said that in the video today. I'm not impressed with them either. They said we should be looking to bring in players from like Bournemouth or Palace or Everton, especially Leeds, who are playing this direct football. And it seems to be working a lot better than the control possession. And then if you've got good players up front, they don't have to be really good players. They can just be good players. They can take advantage of it. And like Eze, for example, not Eze, Crystal Palace and Sarr and Mateta look very, very dangerous. And I said that in my video today. It's like, stop thinking Man City, Arsenal and Liverpool for the time being. Just look elsewhere. It's good to have somebody who also has noticed that as well. And that it's not just me. Hi Callum, how you doing, my friend? I'm pretty good. 1,000 minutes late. No, I'm just popping in to have a look at the World Cup final, because I've never seen one. And it doesn't look any different to any other game. The crowd looks the same. The stadium looks the same. Germany look unbeatable. I've never actually watched a World Cup while it's been going on in the background, so I just thought, why not go and have a look at the final? Germany have totally hammered Belgium. Oh, Florian Wirtz is playing for them. Holland played Belgium in the semi-final. We had Winkler playing and Van Beek, and we lost to Belgium. Bit of a cheat, that. I think Holland would have put up a better performance against Germany, in all honesty, FM. It's actually been quite close. XG is very close. Shots on target is very close. So that was the World Cup final, huh? Which means that my players should be back now. But they're probably all going to need a rest now, aren't they? Winkler actually is fit. Van Beek is fit. Against Real Madrid, I think I need those boys. What is he still? Corrado on international duty with Belgium. He'll be back tomorrow. So I need to have I don't know why I've arranged this friendly against Real Madrid. I didn't realise I wouldn't have any players to pick from when I arranged it. Don't think Isak will hit on immediately. No, he's not going to play straight away. Arne Slot is not silly. It's going to take him a while to get up to fitness. So if you've got Ekatike in your FPL, I wouldn't get rid of him too quickly. Looking at least a couple of weeks, 3 weeks before Isak starts to play regularly. Don't forget, he's not played any football at all. And he's going to be fat and horrible. And he's probably been training on his own as well, not having proper training sessions. So it's going to take him a while to get up to speed. But he is going to be a threat once he starts playing. I mean, he's going to get service like he's never had. So he's going to be in heaven, really, with the players like Wirtz and Salah, and not so much Gakpo, but Wirtz and Salah are going to be like providing him with opportunities 3-4 times a game. Like, he's going to be thinking it's his birthday every week. And not just opportunities, but good opportunities. Who's going to play against Madrid then? Have I got some selection advice here? I'm going to actually pick my own team first, before the selection advice comes in. Oh, there it is. There is a transfer here. But let's go and have a look at this team first. Mane, Diamande, Rualt here, and Barco. Can't argue with that. Meslier in goal. I think I might start Bajcetic. Oh, is that a good idea? Corrado can play. I want to play Van Beek. We're not being told that he's extremely tired and needs a rest. He can go, obviously, straight on. I don't know why he has not recovered. Was he injured? Zambrano? Is he down to play for any of the other? Not for the under-21s. Are we going to have trouble with him getting up to fitness? He's just not even half fit. And he's had 4 days to get fit, so I don't know why he's not fit. Zambrano is new. I went through the lists, every single player on the list, and he was one of the ones that I came up with. It got him in for 10 million. Centre mid. Just have to have a look at his stamina and his natural fitness. It's not that bad. There's no reason why he shouldn't recover in 4 days. That doesn't make any sense to me. So Van Beek, João Gomez. Barco is a little tired, but unfortunately Timon's injured. There's not much I can do. I might just play Carcares. And then up front, Valesco. No, let's play Winkler up front, fresh from the World Cup. I might actually play Corrado, although João Gomez should play. I don't want to play Newton. So Arribas can play out here. Cool, there's a problem. Scott or Mastantuono. So Mastantuono can come in here. I'm going to play Scott out there. And then Winkler can play up top. And the rest we'll deal with as and when. Now, who's the transfer? Oh, it's this one. Oh, we're not doing that nonsense. Oh, Tycoon. Premier League champions could soon be the subject of a takeover bid amid rumours the current chairperson is looking to leave. ITV is reporting a mystery foreign tycoon. Oh. Complete a buyout of the club and invest large sums of money in new players and facilities. Now, wouldn't that be nice? I wonder how we're going to get on against Real Madrid. Can't see us getting anything out of this, but you never know. You never know. Oh, he can play as a forward as well, can't he? I'm going to have to spend the money somewhere soon. He could go on the short list. But I still want to hang on just to see if we can sell anybody. He's gone, but not happy. The price that annoyed me a lot more. To be honest, what annoyed me about him, James, was his behaviour. He's opened the door. Him and Visser have opened the door for all players to do that now. If they can't get what they want, we're not playing. We're going to take all the money that you pay us every month, and we're not going to play though. we want to leave, and it's totally unprofessional. But it's opening the door for all players to do it now. Let's take him off the list then. See if he's in a better mood. A lot of players not good enough. I think we have to go with that. I think that's the strongest team I can put out at the moment, given the injuries. Fitness concerns. Barco looks a bit better, but I'm going to leave it like that. Can we beat Real Madrid? It'll be an interesting experience. I think that FM generally tends to give you good odds against big teams in pre-season, but when we come up against them in the Champions League, it'll be a different story. So I think we've got a chance. Any big names? Jude Bellingham's playing, Vincenzius Jr. Yeah, they're still a good team. Come on then, boys. Let's beat Real Madrid. Liverpool try manhandle the unenforced the move for us would surprise me. Newcastle lawyers go and see them from malpractice. I think Liverpool just sat in the background when it was pretty clear that Isak was not going to play for Newcastle. I can't think you can blame Liverpool. They made a bid, and they're quite entitled to make a bid for a player. Oh, that was us. I thought that was Real Madrid. Yeah, Liverpool made a bid for a player, and that it was after that then Isak said, because they said no, and tried to negotiate a contract with him. He said that he didn't want to. He wanted to go to Liverpool, and then it all got into this. You made me a promise that you would sell me, and they then were like, well, we made you a promise that unless a certain price was, they come up with a certain price for you, and they wanted 150 mil at that time, and this is as far as I understand it. And at that time they told Liverpool 150 mil, at which point Liverpool said, we're not going to make any more offers on that. And we've just gone a goal behind there, have we? We scored one, which is offside. And now we've gone a goal behind. We know what's going to happen here now then. So I don't think that Liverpool did anything wrong, because then he downed tools and Liverpool stayed in the background. They didn't make a fuss, and they let Newcastle and Isak fight it out. And then they made an offer when it was clear there was no solution. They just made another offer of 125, and Newcastle had no choice now but to accept it. And I think Newcastle held out for as long as they did in order to try and push the price up, because they wanted Liverpool to go as high as what they actually want. And in the end, they got 125 million out of them, which is pretty decent price, to be fair. Ekitike were for Ekitike or Isaac. That's what forced Isak's hand for the move. I mean, the one I feel sorry for is Ekitike. That performance is unacceptable. Gotta step it up, boys. I'm not allowed to talk to them. My assistant is still in the pub. I get a lot of this. Maybe because he doesn't want to change anything. Must do better. I look through this team, which is the team really that won us the title and the Europa League last season, and I look through this team and I can't help thinking to myself, this team looks poor. And we've got to go on. I think we need Winkler, as we don't have Geronimo Silva anymore. He's gone. And I think that's what is making me think this team isn't any good anymore. Which is why I think I need someone like the player we just saw who can play as a striker and play as a right winger or a left winger. And I think that's what's missing for me at the moment, is that I need another quality player in the front four. My defence is fine. We've strengthened in midfield. I'm happy with the midfield, but we just need to look better up front. As you take Winkler out, we're going to struggle. Oh, get in, Winkler. See, a good rollicking at half-time does them the world of good. They were not good enough, boys. Seems they do respond to a good rollicking. And we don't actually deserve to be winning. It's very rare that the best team wins in FM. We have been slightly more clinical in terms of our XG is a little better. Chances we've created are slightly better. Even Maston Twaino's covering back, but that was poor. Oh, Sia. Who was I managing when I had Sia in the team? Was it Newcastle that we had Sia playing for us? There's a name from the past. Really good centre-back, as I remember. Two, 2-1. Come on, boys. Hold on to this. We can do it. You know what's going to happen is we're going to play Real Madrid in the group phase of the Champions League. They're going to hammer us. Although we'll qualify for the group phase, they will hammer us once they are completely match fit. Go on, son. Maston Twaino. Wasn't as bad Wissa because he had written agreement to be released, but Brentford went back on the agreement. Yeah. You could also argue that Newcastle did the same with Isak, but I think that the agreement with Isak was that we will only sell you if somebody comes up with a certain price. And I think that if Liverpool hadn't come up with that money, it's what we do here in FM. And often they put the price up, as we do, which I've just done. So it's really difficult at the moment. My reading of it is that it's half a dozen of one and 6 of the other. And it's really difficult to pin blame somewhere. So Bajcetic and but for a player to come out and say I'm not playing, That just strikes me as being, nah, you shouldn't be doing that. Scott is knackered. So, struggling for forwards, aren't I? Velasco. He can play then, can't he? Let's switch those over. Newerton and Velasco. I think we will leave it at that for now. There you go. We are beating Real Madrid 3-1. We haven't been the better team. We've just been better in front of goal. Rualt from a corner, Winkler and Mastantuono, the goal scorers. A good rollicking at half-time and everything is right in the world. We're going to get another one. This is just because Real Madrid are not match fit yet. Absolutely, he did, Edward, right up to the death. He gave everything on Saturday. Like, this must have been on his mind, what was going to be happening. You're quite right, Edward. He behaved absolutely impeccably. And there's a part of me that wishes he hadn't gone, and I'm sure there's a part of himself that wishes he hadn't gone, because he's very attached to Crystal Palace and it will be difficult for him, and he's not going to be playing every game like he would be at Palace, so it's going to be difficult for him, but he's behaved in a way which is exemplary, first class. I can't fault him. And you could also say the same about Eze. Eze behaved totally professionally. Kept playing for the team, didn't put tools down even though it was looking like he wasn't going to move, didn't put his tools down and throw his toys out the pram. He got on with the job. And that's probably the best way to do it, because you put yourself in the window, not only playing on the pitch, but as a person. And if I was Liverpool, I'd be looking at Isak with a little bit of mistrust. What happens if he doesn't get his own way at Liverpool? And what's his behaviour going to be like then? And I'd be very concerned if I was at Liverpool. How's he going to behave if he's dropped for half a dozen games? If I don't think he's playing very well, drop him to the bench, how's he going to behave? We don't know. That's the unknown now. And players like Eze and players like Guehi, total respect for them. They just got on with the job. And when it was done, it was done. And they can then go back to their clubs, and their clubs will remember them fondly. If I was Isak, I wouldn't go anywhere near Newcastle. If I was him, and it's the last place I'd ever want to go is Newcastle. And that's sad. The fact that he might get murdered if he goes to Newcastle. He's just done it for himself. You don't down tools. You just play. Even if you don't play well, you still play. That's what he does, is play football. And going on strike is not the best way to do it. I don't know, just my opinion. Palace had accepted a bid, let Guehi do a medical, and then changed their mind. So where is Guehi at the moment? Did he leave or did he stay? What's happened to Guehi in the end? Is he still? Oh, the transfer. I can see you've written there. The transfer collapsed. Well, that's interesting because as a part of me that's glad he's still at Crystal Palace, I'm wondering how he's feeling though. I think because Palace couldn't bring in a replacement for him, their transfers got hijacked, didn't they? And somebody came in and took away the players that they were looking to sign. So they couldn't find a replacement. You can't let someone go, I suppose. I wonder how he's feeling. Has he done any interviews yet? Yeah, I knew that Glasner, Edward was extremely unhappy. In a sense, I can understand the manager's frustration. The Palace aren't exactly handing out the money there. And so I can understand his frustration, but he's another one who's behaved unprofessionally then. He needs to get on with the job. You can be angry, but you don't come out and say stuff like that. If you sold him, I'm resigning. You can say it privately, but you cannot say it publicly. So if he said that publicly, then he's just as bad as the players. But I can understand his anger as well. Because if they knew that Guehi was a target, they should have been really looking for a replacement based on the money they would get in. But I'm not sure they like spending money, Crystal Palace. I think that's there's a bit of the old Ebenezer about them. And yeah, I mean, he was probably distressed to lose his best player and captain at the last minute. Although everybody knew it was possible, so why he's making such a big fuss, I don't know. Everybody knew that he could go. So what we got? Leeds, and then we got Man United in the Community Shield. What time is it now? It's almost time for me to go to bed. Well, get something to eat first. It's been a very, very long day today. A very long day. Glasner did say it privately. Guehi's next. Yeah. Who will be the first manager out? Hard to say. There's several candidates, I think. I mean, Graham Potter has saved himself for a while. Going 4 at the back has helped them out. This guy is a problem with this guy, isn't there? What's the problem? He's a great goalkeeper, but why don't we want him? He's actually a pretty good goalkeeper. It's probably the price is the problem for me at the moment. Interesting. But I knew that Glasner was extremely angry, Edward, so he must have said something publicly. Because even I knew that he was really angry. So yeah, who leaked it then? It's really interesting. All right, with that, I think I need a cup of tea. My throat is parched. And then I need to sleep. I was up at 6 this morning and I've just been working on stuff all day. So it's been a busy day and I need to get some sleep. So thank you guys for coming and thanks for interacting. You know, that's the part of what I love about streaming. I get to interact with you guys. I'm really sorry I couldn't get the watch along for Arsenal Liverpool working yesterday. We didn't miss much at the end of the day. but there's something wrong with the audio. It seems to be working tonight, so it's possible I might try doing a watch along for the Manchester Derby next Sunday. I'll do some practicing, some recording, see if I get the audio to work. I think half the problem is that I'm not allowed to have sound on the watch along, so I have to isolate the sound from one place from another, and then when I put the headphones on, having isolated the two different sounds, I can't hear what I'm saying. So I'm like, it's really weird. I need to find a way to have both sounds coming through the one set of headphones, and there is a way to do it. I just haven't found it yet. I might have to use Video Ninja to help me out there, or some other broadcasting program. Okay, thank you guys for coming along. We will be back hopefully tomorrow night, when we will finish the transfer window, hopefully, and get this season up and running. We'll be in the Community Shield tomorrow, and then the league will start, and we'll see what other players we can get in tomorrow as well. So thanks for coming, guys, and we hopefully see you tomorrow when Ipswich will try to defend their title. But why do I feel very optimistic? I look at that team and I don't feel very optimistic. Okay, all that remains to be said now is take care, be safe. And don't forget, if you haven't dropped us a like, just click that like button. It only takes a second, but it helps me enormously. And if you do that, I'd appreciate that before we go. And I will go and do it myself once we've finished transmission here. And stay safe, take care. See you tomorrow, I hope. And we'll get on with the job at hand.